Looks like my summer vacation is over.
Hold me, Bob.
I would if I could, man.
As most of you probably know, I got into Kingdom Hearts when Sora was announced for Smash Bros. I watched the games, which was a very fun time. We got to Kingdom Hearts 2, though. And it was a very weird start. And you know why. This ain't Sora. Who is this? Roxas. Who is Roxas? Well, he's his kid. Who, seems kind of just some kind of guy. Well, he's not just a guy. You see, go back to Kingdom Hearts 1. Do you remember when Sora stabbed himself with the Keyblade of Heart and, became a Heartless? Well, his body was so willed enough, I'm pretty sure that's how that works, but that he became a nobody as well, because that's how that works. The heart becomes heartless, the body becomes a nobody. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Don't ask questions, though. What is the nobody? Oh, Roxas. Oh, because when you rearrange the letters of Roxas and take out the X, you get Sora. Oh my gosh. So, Roxas is given the name Roxas, obviously, and he joins a group called Organization 13. And for a while, almost a year, he's part of it. He betrays the organization. And then he gets sucked into a computer and then has to rejoin with Sora because that's the only way to make Sora whole. So in the span of a year, he lived and died. So that's... yeah. Poor kid, right? Don't cry. I know. I can hear y'all crying. I know it's sad. This isn't the end for Sora, though. I mean, Roxas. Keep that in. What happens is mind-numbing, but a nobody can become whole by rejoining with their original heart, or by forming their own heart. Because that makes sense, okay? And obviously speaking, Roxas does this and he gets to become his own person because he's now a heart living inside Sora's body. So when there's these replicas made that are meant to take hearts from other time periods, then Roxas can steal one and becomes a whole person again in Kingdom Hearts 3. No, this doesn't make any sense. It hurts my brain to think about it. But hey, it's fine because Roxas is alive. And yeah, that's all. Roxas gets to live and Sora dies. I think. We don't know where Sora is really. With that said though, this whole question, kind of makes you think about it a little bit. And you're like, well, Roxas is his own being, he's alive. But what if Roxas joined Smash Brothers? So when approaching Roxas and Smash Brothers, there's a very, very easy answer here. And that's just to make him an Echo Fighter of Sora. And honestly, that makes perfect sense. The two do fight similarly for a long time. Almost identical. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like that idea. Because A, it's way too easy and I love making my life more complicated than it needs to be. And 2, because it doesn't feel like Roxas almost. You see, I went from Kingdom Hearts 1 right into 2. I didn't watch 358 Days over 2. So when I saw Roxas, yeah, he used the Kingdom Key for a bit, but I mostly knew him. I don't have Oblivion, but dual wielding. Because through the power of Sora and taking another heart to keep that heart alive, Roxas is able to dual wield. And that other person suspiciously looks exactly like Roxas with the exception of eyebrow color. It makes no sense, I know. So for Roxas to feel different, I want him to be a dual wielder. Because, that's kind of his whole shtick. Everyone knows him as the dual-wielding Keyblades because it's like, whoa. And I know Sora can too. But that's kind of Roxas' thing. So Roxas will get to use it, not Sora. So, Well, now we gotta build a dual wielder in Smash. That's fun. And I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's just how it be. So, let's go and talk about this some more. Because Roxas, from what I know, very seldomly uses Keyblades as a main character, you know? Or, like, dual. I think you can play with him in 358 Days Over 2 with dual mode, but I didn't know about that when making this kit, which I did back in, like, August. So, whoopsies. So, we'll just kind of forget that exists, and I'll be pretty much just using his Remind fight from Kingdom Hearts 3 and his boss fight from Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Final Mix as inspiration. Again, sorry. I'm a little blindsided, okay? My fault, I'll take the L, if this is a bad kit. Which I don't think it will be, because this is a really fun idea. But with that out of the way, let me begin with this. Roxas will be a lightweight character, pretty much similarly to Sora. And if anything, he's gonna feel a lot like Sora, just in general, because Kingdom Hearts character, but also, he is Sora, kind of. And kind of not. When I mean he feels like Sora, I mean, like, movement-wise. He'll be a lightweight character, and he'll have great aerial control. However, he'll be a lot faster than Sora. He'll have 2 jumps, and will have the ability to wall climb. Let's start off with the normal attacks. For Roxas' jab, it will be a 3-hit jab. The first hit will have Roxas slash with one Keyblade to the right, then with the other to the left, and then finish off the attack with an X slash. For his dash attack, he will drag his Keyblades through the ground forward, then jump up into the air and strike down with both of them. Before we continue, I should make note that Roxas will have a similar mechanic to Sora with the 3-hit combos, mostly because Kingdom Hearts character. If I were to build another one, I'd probably put this in them too. However, they won't be exactly on the same moves as Sora, because I believe Sora's has them on his forward tilt, forward air, and neutral air, and this isn't entirely accurate. But that doesn't matter, because his forward tilt does have one. Roxas' forward tilt will have him strike from the top right with both his Keyblades. If going into combo mode, he will slash vertically with one of his Keyblades, then finish with the other Keyblade coming up. The up tilt will have Roxas toss one of his Keyblades up into the air, and it spins around, similar to Sora's, but not entirely like his. For his down tilt, Roxas will swing one Keyblade to the right, and the other will be held backwards and swung to the left. This will happen at the exact same time. We can now move on to his smash attacks. For the forward smash, Roxas will simply charge his Keyblade and then smack it in front of him. This will do quite a bit of knockback damage, and knockback itself. For his up smash, Roxas will charge both of his Keyblades at his side. Upon unleashing the smash attack, they will shoot upwards. This will do a lot of damage, especially if you're caught with the Keyblades going up. And for Roxas' down smash, well, it's going to be very simple. It's the same as Sora's. You can't fix what isn't broken. Next up are Roxas aerials. The neutral air will have Roxas Keyblades just float around him. This isn't a thing he does, I believe, but it's something that Sora does in final form in Kingdom Hearts 2. So, makes sense because that's with the Roxas-inspired Keyblade. Makes sense, For the forward air and back air, they'll both basically be the exact same thing, a slash forward or backwards. Then they'll have the exact same combo mode as well, with a Keyblade striking up into the air and then another slash vertically with the other. For Roxas up air, he will swing both his Keyblades in the air one at a time, while doing a bit of a backflip. And for the down air, not to be lazy or anything, though I guess it fits with the theme of lazy afternoons, but the down air will be the exact same as Sora's. Next up is a bit of a weird section, but this is going to be all the extra stuff that Roxas has before we get to the specials. Not like all the extra gimmicks and stuff, but like moves. For his grab and pummel, it'll be the standard sword fighter one. Can't fix what isn't broken. For his forward throw, Roxas will smack the foe with his keyblades repeatedly until they're launched off of it. This is in reference to something he does a little too frequently, which is smacking people with his keyblades, or computers. For his back throw, he will spin around in a bunch of circles before hitting the foe with his keyblades as they're launched backwards. For his up throw, Roxas will do just that, launch the foe up. He just throws them, simple as that. For his down throw, Roxas will smack the opponent with his keyblades down into the ground, and then they'll bounce off of it. Now we come up to something that I didn't know about until very, very recently, which is why it hasn't appeared in previous Smash Bros. Kits, but this will appear forward. This will be called the get-up attacks. His default get-up attack will have him smack his keyblades up into the air. But his alleged get-up attack will have him spin around in a circle. We can finally move on to Roxas' special attacks, and this is where his abilities seen in different fights will finally shine through. For his neutral special,
he wields a gun.
For his neutral special, he will use his limit break ability seen in 358 Days Over 2 called Magic Hour. This move will have Roxas spin his keyblades in place. They won't do anything, just here for aesthetics. But shots of energy, magic, will shoot off from either side. But what changes is how you use the B button. Depending on how you hit it, the attack will have a different effect. By simply tapping the B button once, Roxas will summon 2 big shots of energy from either side. They will travel slowly, but they will do more damage. But by rapid tapping the B button, it will summon multiple shots. They'll do less damage, probably only small flinching damage, but they'll travel much, much faster. For Roxas' side special, he will use the ability Shockwave Thrust. Roxas will hold out one of his keyblades and dash forward with blinding speed. There's not much this can do, it can hurt the foes, but it's mostly a recovery move. This will put Roxas into free fall if used in the air. Roxas' up B will be, might I say, the coolest move he has, the Cross Slash. Roxas will simply zigzag jet into the air, but at the end of the attack, Roxas will do a Cross Slash, hence the name. This attack can be angled in any direction and, surprisingly, won't put Roxas into freefall. So this move is very, very good for recovery and very, very powerful. For his down special, it will be a dumbed down version of the move Dual Stance. This move will act as a counterattack. If you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. But also not sorry at the same time. He'll bring both of his keyblades up into the air and then swing them down in circles if the counter successfully lands. He can shout, "My turn," or "Gotcha," if the attack lands. I think one of the hardest parts about making Roxas Smash Bros. Kit was what to do for the final Smash. But thanks to the Remind DLC, I have the best idea for it. I hope you all agree with me. So, I mentioned this earlier, but at one point in Kingdom Hearts 3, Roxas is able to make his grand return, and he's reunited with his friends Axel, or technically Lee, but, whatever, and Shion. The three then fight Xemnas, the man who ruined their life, to reclaim their bond. So, and they do this, with like the coolest move ever. So that got me thinking. And then I thought some more. And then we're here. So with that, let me introduce you to Roxas' final smash, Thinking of You. The final smash will begin like Sora's, with Roxas using his keyblades to shoot a beam of light. But, unlike Sora, Lee and Shion will join Roxas to fight. Lee will strike the caught foes with his chakrams a few times. They'll spin around them and hit the opponent from time to time. Then Shion will run into the foe from behind them with the Keyblade, similarly to Roxas' side special. To finish off the attack, Roxas will jump up and create a giant X slash and strike the opponent, defeating them. If any foe is over 100% of damage, they will be automatically KO'd. Whoa! What a kit. Thankfully, we can move on to the extra stuff now. You have a nice little breeze. For a bit. For alts, Roxas can have 2 alternative costumes. One will be his Organization 13 cloak, and the other will be his outfit worn in Twilight Town. He then can have 3 alt colors for each costume. His first Organization 13 alt can have it become red in reference to Axel or Lee, one of his close friends. The Twilight alt can then have a grayscale color in reference to Shion, the other close friend. Next, the cloak can gain an alt in reference to Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora for obvious reasons. Then the Twilight alt can be colored like Ventus, who looks exactly like Roxas, so I think this one's fitting. The final Organization alt can become white and have some other colors in it too, as a reference to Naminé, Kairi's nobody and one of the big players in Roxas' story. And the final Twilight alt can reference Riku, another big player in Roxas' story. For Roxas taunts, his first can have him spin his Keyblades in his hand and shout,
Leave it to me.
For his second one, he'll have Roxas pose angrily and shout,
Get real.
And the final one will have Roxas hold out the Oblivion Keyblade in front of him and say, let's end this battle. Roxas is an interesting case when it comes to victories because he actually has 5 of them. I'll explain how he gets 2 of them later. The first will have Roxas hold an X to his chest before it fades, leaving him smiling. The second will have Roxas swing his Keyblades around before turning and posing, similar to one of Sora's victories, but also one of Roxas' victories seen in Olympus Coliseum in 358 Days Over 2, shown here. Just imagine he has both of his Keyblades. The third also references that game, but has him say something he's very well known for saying. So let me just play it for you.
I am me. Nobody else.
His fourth will only activate if you win with the final smash. It'll have Roxas, Lee, and Shion together while eating sea salt ice cream. This is a reference to their friendship and how close it is. The final will only activate if you were fighting Sora.
You make a good other.
And that answers my question of what if Roxas were to join Smash Brothers. This kit was a very fun one to make, and a kind of hard one too, because again, natural dual wielders in Smash just don't exist. He's the first by this, so I'd be okay with that, you know? Very cool. And I think that this was the way I should have done. Like, how I approached it was the smart move. Make Roxas feel like a Kingdom Hearts character, but not Sora. Despite using some moves from Sora, but that's out of the, that's it. I made Roxas feel like his own character, both in the sense of being a Smash Bros. Fighter and him being separate from Sora, in my opinion. If you disagree, fair enough. So, I think I did a good job. And I hope y'all enjoyed this kit. But before we do all the kind of the YouTuber outro stuff, the moment that some of y'all, hopefully all of y'all, but who knows, I've been waiting for, Bob?
Roll film.
When Sora was Sora, Sora gets Sora. Sora makes Sora for Sora's body. Sora, and Sora. Sora, and Sora. Sora's just Sora's. That Sora name is Sora's. Sora. Who's Sora? One of Sora's Sora. 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 Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, do all that stuff. I'm a YouTuber. Well, that's all the time I have for today. So until next time, hope you have a good whatever time zone you're in. And bye-bye.